So you're gonna buy a red light therapy panel and you've already considered things such as irradiance, price, wavelengths, but what about things such as stands? What about modular support? What about included accessories? What about ease of use? How easy it is to set up and move? All these other things that a lot of people don't think about. In this video, I'm gonna look at all those things and I'm gonna rank these 12 panels behind me from best to worst in regards to all those other nice things you need to know. Hey guys, it's Alex here from alexfergus.com and here we are, round 10 of my 2021 red light therapy comparison series. This is it, the last scoring round before we can rank these panels, these 12 panels from best to worst, or best to not so best if you want to be PC about it. Anyway, in this round, what we're looking at is what I call everything else. It's all those little things that weren't worthy of a round on their own, but you know, should be noted. And some things that may get a consumer across the line when they're looking at buying a red light therapy panel. You know, when they find out that it has XYZ or supports ABC, might be like, oh, that's what I wanted. So I wanted to include all those things somewhere, and this is where they're going, into this round. This video should also be useful if you are looking at buying a red light therapy panel and you've looked at things like price and power, radiance, maybe what wavelengths are offered, but you don't know what else to look for. Maybe it's the first time buying a panel, or you know, you don't know what's available, what settings and features and functionalities are available. So hopefully this video will help you make more of an informed decision. Anyway, like I do in all my videos, what I do is I give you a bit of an overview, I explain how I do my scoring, then I rank these panels for this round from last through to first. After we've done that, then we tally up the points and add it to our overall standings. And in the next video, be sure to subscribe for that. I'll be able to declare the overall winner. So if it's your first time here and you don't know what I'm talking about, be sure to go back to the start of the series and you can watch me as I rank these panels through things such as price, irradiance, EMF, flicker, sound, operation, all sorts, right? And that leads us to today, where we look at all those other things. Now, if you watch my round 9 video on operations and ease of use, you would have seen how I did my scoring system there. I developed a checklist and then ranked each panel on how well they performed on that checklist. I'm gonna do something similar with this round with everything else. 7 items on a checklist now, and that means a panel can get a score of 7 out of 7, or of course 0 out of 7. And I can tell you now, as I have the results in front of me, there was a panel that got 7 out of 7, and there was also a panel that got 0 out of 0. So there's quite a broad range in this round, which is going to make it exciting, especially because though there is one panel sitting nicely on top of the leaderboard, you know, hey, there's quite a wide outcome of results here. So it's anyone's game. If you want to know more about any of these panels, I've done independent reviews on all of them, so check them out on YouTube or head over to their product page. I'll leave a discount. It's Alex, A-L-E-X, and that will save you a few dollars on these panels if you do decide to buy them as well. So like I said, I had 7 items that I'm testing these panels on. So the first one is whether you can get stands for the panel. If you did, if you can, then you get a point, or the panel gets a point. The second one is, do the panels support modular capability? So can you get 2 panels and clip them together for an extra high panel setup, or you know, 2 wide, or 4 panels, or 6 panels, for instance, you can clip them all together. So they get a point there if you can do that. The third one is if they come with a long, decent power cable. And by long, I mean 6 foot or more. Some of the cables I've tested are only 4 feet. 5 is a common number. It's a little bit too short, especially because if you did watch round 9, a lot of the power plug inputs are quite high in a panel. So you've already lost a couple of feet just from the placement of the panel. If you're hanging these panels from the back of the door, like a lot of people do, you're not going to reach a power point in the wall without having an extension. So I do like long cables, and if they're good chunky cables that come in your local plug as well, then also that's a good addition to have. Now, if you've watched some of my reviews on these panels, some of them come with very nice magazine style, high gloss, very detailed manuals. I love them. Other companies come with a few pieces of A4 paper, not too impressed. And then worse than that, there's some companies that literally have like a a business card saying this is the website to go to download your manual. It's like, hey man, I just spent $1,000. Like, I want to know how to run this thing. So that's what that checklist item's for. Then we have if the panel has inbuilt grips. Only 2 of the panels behind me have inbuilt grips. I didn't think much of them until I started using these panels that had the grips in them, and I thought, oh my God, this is awesome. Like this needs to be a standard across the board. So I'm sure in 2022 or 2023, when I do another one of these, I'm sure more of these panels will have those inbuilt grips because they're simple to add and they make a big change to ease of use and setup. And then I have a section for any special accessories that are included. Pretty much all of these panels include the basic stuff, you know, a few cables, goggles and whatnot. But some companies have gone above and beyond and added in some special surprises or just things that are easier to use. So that's what that section's for. And then lastly, I have a special mentions round. So that's where there's something that just really stands out about these panels or operating them or what comes with the panel. And you know, they needed a special section for their achievements. So, okay, so in last place with a score of 0 out of 0 was the Cyto LED Triplex. Doesn't have any stands available, it doesn't support modular support, it has a short cable, the manual was nothing special, there's no inbuilt grips, no special accessories, no special mention. In 11th place, we have the Blue Box Hive. This got 1 out of 7, and its scoring point was the modular support. You can get another one of these and clip it on the top for 2, but that's it. Missed all of the other points. In 10th place, we have the Joovv Reboot. This had a score of 2 out of 7. 2 points were given, 1 for the cable, it had a nice long cable, and secondly, it did come with a nice Joovv wooden ruler. That was, you know, just a nice special gift, and I've actually used it quite a bit. So I gave you a point there, Joovv. So you get 2 out of 7 and come in at 10th place. Then we have 3 panels on 7th equal. These all got 3 out of 7 points. The first one is the Red Light Rising Advantage 900. You can get stands for this panel, it has modular support, and it has a long cable. The Rouge PRO was exactly the same 3 scoring points. Now what's interesting, and these 2 panels look very, very similar, same design, same size, same LED setup and everything. Obviously one's black and one's white, but it wouldn't surprise me if they come in the same factory, hence why we're getting a very similar score here. And the other panel was the Red Rush 720. Now, like I said, this got 3 out of 7 as well. This also has a long cable, comes with a decent manual, which was good, and it also has some really nice glasses. Most of the goggles that come with these red light panels are like swimming goggles or tanning goggles. They're very uncomfortable and they're full blackout. You can't see anything through them. 2 companies provide glasses that allow you to see through them. You can still read, for instance. They just block the red light. They're greeny, black tinted lenses. Red Rush is one of them. I'll get to the other one later. All right, and now we had 4 panels that got 4 out of 7 points, and these panels all came in at 3rd equal. We have the Light Path LED, again, a score of 4 out of 7. You can get a stand for this panel. You can get multiple panels and clip them together, so for modular capability. It comes with a decent manual, a manual you're going to have to use. If you've checked out my first impressions of this video, you'll understand why. And it also came with a remote, which is very handy to use. And first I thought it was a bit gimmicky, but this control panel on here isn't the best, so it's actually quite useful. The Infrared Max also had a 4 out of 7. You can get stands with that panel, has modular support, comes with a decent manual, and it also comes with the remote. The Solbasium Optics 180, exactly the same. Stands, modular, decent manual, and a remote. And the Mito Pro 1500 by Mito Red Light also gets 4 out of 7. You can get stands for this panel. It supports modular capability. It has a nice long cable, and it also comes with a decent manual. All right, that leaves two panels. And one gets 7 out of 7 and the other one gets a 6 out of 7. So in second place with a score of 6 out of 7 is the Platinum LED BioMax 600. This is the Gen 2 BioMax, just released in 2021, has the updated control panel, otherwise looks pretty much identical to the first generation panel. Which, by the way, that first generation panel won my 2019 body panel comparison. So will this second place in this round be enough for Platinum LED BioMax to defend their position? We'll find out in the next video. Be sure to hit subscribe to check that out. Anyway, back to my everything else scoring round. Now the BioMax with a score of 6 out of 7, you can get stands for this panel. It supports modular support. It has a really nice long cable, which is great, with a local power point, which is awesome. It comes with an excellent manual. It's got these really nice inbuilt grips, one at the top and one at the bottom. Honestly, when you're moving these panels around, it's like, it helps big time. I thought it was a bit gimmicky, but remember, some of these panels are like 22, 25 pounds, right? And you can even get bigger ones. It's a lot of weight to just grip or hold on the side and stuff. For some people, if you're a smaller female or an elderly person, having those grips there, it does help, trust me. So well done there, BioMax, you get a point there. And I also give them a special mention for a few extra features they have. So if you've seen my previous video, the round 9 video, I talk about how there's a really nice control system in here. Now, we're not scoring on control system in this round, we're scoring everything else, everything I've missed. Now, there's a few things that I did miss. One of them I kind of touched on, I mentioned in that previous video, and that's the ability to change the power output level from 1% through to 100% for both the red light and the near infrared light. So if you want a custom blend, you want 100% power going to red light and only 50% power going to the near infrared, you can do that. Or if you just want this running in the background for a bit of ambient light, you can set the red light intensity at 1%, completely cut the near infrared light, saving on electricity, and you're putting out a nice red glow into the room without those high heat costs and electricity costs. Finally though, this also comes with a Wi-Fi modular support mode, which means you can get another one of these panels and clip it on top or hang it next to it, or put it on the other side of the room if you need to do that, and you can connect them and control them remotely. So instead of having cables running from one to the other and then still having that central control point, you can do it all wirelessly. So I could have this as my main one. Let's say this was the second one. There's no cables touching them, and I can control this one through here. Now, I should mention, if you're concerned about EMF, that you have to enable that. By default, it's off, so there's no issues there with EMF. And even if you do want to get multiple panels and you don't want to use the Wi-Fi mode, you can still use the plugs like the old school way, which is what I personally do, and it works just as fine. Remember, you have to go in and enable that Wi-Fi mode, so there's no EMF issues there. But it is a cool mode. I mean, realistically though, most people don't really need it. Even if you had another panel stacked right above it, you can hang cables behind it. It's no dramas, right? For those reasons, that's why I give the BioMax 600 1 point for the special mention. Hence the 6 out of 7. Oh, and if you're wondering what was the point they missed out on, it was the special accessories. There was nothing out of the ordinary in regards to accessories. That leaves 1. Now this was actually the winner of the Operation Ease of Use panel, and it was a panel that had started very, very poorly, and it was sitting quite low on the table. Even a couple of rounds ago, it was sitting quite low on the table, which is surprising because these guys are the market leader in terms of marketing and no doubt sales, and also like probably what most people think of when they think of red light therapy. So this was the Joovv Solo 3.0. It's the new generation Joovv, totally redesigned, now made in Malaysia instead of China. It's made of heavy duty plastic. It's very, very, very light, especially compared to these other panels, and has some neat controls and features built in. So let's run through this. 7 out of 7 for the Joovv. Yes, you can get a stand. Yes, it supports modular functions. Yes, it has a really nice long cable. Yes, it comes with a great manual. Yes, it has inbuilt grips, not only at the top, but also on the side, which I like. Like I said before, I think the inbuilt grips will become a standard. Hopefully more of them, because the BioMax only had them at the top and bottom. It's also good to have them on the side, so good job, Joovv there. And then I've also given a point for the special accessories and special mention. So regarding the accessories, Joovv come with really nice eyewear as well. They come with green lens glasses, similar to like blue blocking glasses, but they have a green lens instead of an orange lens. So what that means is it blocks a lot of red light, not all, but it's like 90-something%, and also a big chunk of the near infrared light. It means you can be looking directly at it and it's not harming your eyes. It means you can also know that you're wearing eyewear to protect your eyes, but you can still read. You can still be on your phone or read a book, right? Whereas most goggles that come with these panels, it's all or nothing. You can't see anything with them. So well done, Joovv there. And then I'm also giving them a point for the special mention, because there's a few special features that the Joovv have that the other companies don't have. So like the BioMax, the Joovv has ambient mode. This is where the power drops to, I think, 10 or 20%, and you can use this panel in the background of your room to, you know, light up the room in the evening for a nice warm red glow. Again, without the high power costs. The downside with this though is ambient mode is only accessible through the phone app. You can't do it on the panel itself, and I touched on that in round 9. Secondly, there is an app that comes with the Joovv, and yes, this does unlock a few more advanced features such as the ambient mode and another one I'll get to soon. And it is a little bit annoying because you got to create an account and you got to sync them up and all that jazz. But it is pretty neat when you're in there. You can track all your usages. You can see how many minutes of red light you've done for the week, how many minutes in near infrared light. You can see trends. You can set it so it gives you reminders if it's been like a week or 5 days since the session. It will say, hey, it's time to do a red light session. It's not like, oh my God, I need this. It's more of a, oh, that's nice to have. Some people will get a lot of value out of it. Maybe biohackers who are tracking everything and anything, you know, all their metrics and quantifying their life will find it very useful. Again though, it's worthy of a special mention and that's the point, but it's not like, look, you have to buy the Joovv because it's the only panel that does this. Finally, there is one other function that, again, is only available through the app, and that's a beep function. So if you're doing a 10-minute session, you can set it to beep at the halfway mark or at the end. Personally, I find the halfway mark quite interesting. You can set it for, say, 10 minutes, and you don't have to be checking the timer all the time to see when to turn around. You know, you might want to do 5 minutes on the front, 5 minutes on the back. With that beep mode, you can be reading your book or whatever, do 5 minutes on the front, beep, turn around 5 minutes on the back. Just a neat little feature, again though it's only accessible through the app. Alright guys, that's everything for this round. So now you can see the best panel from to the worst panel in terms of everything else. Now be sure to subscribe because what I'll be doing is crunching the numbers, and very soon I'll be releasing another video with the overall standings and the overall scores. In that video I'll be announcing the best overall red light therapy panel. I'll also be announcing special awards, some special categories, for instance, the best panel for EMF, the best panel for safety, the best panel for a penny pincher. You'll want to see this video, all right? Finally, I'll spend a bit of time looking at the overall standings, a bit of commentary on, you know, who placed well and who surprised me and who didn't perform as good as I expected. Leave any questions or comments below. If you want to learn more about these panels, check out my video reviews or head over to their product pages. Go to discount code ALEX, A-L-E-X. It will save you anything from $25 through to 15% on these panels. And if you've missed the first few videos in this series, head back to the start and you can watch all them. And again, I'll see you soon with that final overall announcement video very, very soon. All right guys, bye.